To explain vinegar simply, it is a fermented combination of acetic acid and water. Acetic acid is produced by the oxidation of alcohol, so when you make apple cider vinegar, you are making naturally fermented apple cider first. Then a small amount of acetobacter or acetic bacteria from a previous batch of vinegar is added to inoculate the new batch, so the acetobacter can multiply with its new food source to turn the fermented sugars into vinegar. This two-stage fermentation process is not difficult once the mother bacteria culture begins to form. To make about half a liter or 2 cups of apple cider, start with a sterilized 1 liter sized wide-mouth mason jar as the fermentation vessel, and add 500 milliliters of distilled water and a quarter of a cup of cane sugar. Then fill the jar to the top with chopped apples, about 3 or 4, leaving enough room for a weight to be placed on top. The weight is important because it keeps the fruit below the water line, which inhibits unwanted mold growth. You also want to stir the apples every day or every other day for the same reason. Use a coffee filter to keep the bugs out, but still allows the natural yeast in the air to start the fermentation process and allow the mixture to ferment at room temperature. The effervescence is the byproduct of the naturally occurring yeast eating the sugar, turning it into alcohol and carbon dioxide. After about 6 days, this batch was ready to strain and be turned into vinegar. I have already made a larger batch of Granny Smith apple cider vinegar using a store-bought vinegar with the mother about a month ago, and now I can use this fresh mother acetobacter culture to inoculate this new batch. Add 60 milliliters or a quarter cup of vinegar to help start lowering the pH level of the water, and leave the jar undisturbed in a cool, dark place in your kitchen for a few weeks with the coffee filter on top. The oxidation process will turn the apple cider darker as it is turned into apple cider vinegar, and it will taste like vinegar when the pH is around 2.5 to 3 with a noticeable mouth pucker, which usually takes about a month.